Har vi mennesker en sjæl? Og hvad sker der egentlig, når vi dør? Kan vi se ind i fremtiden? Og kan vores tanker helbrede os? De spørgsmål har hidtil handlet om religion og tro. Men et stigende antal videnskabsmænd forsker nu seriøst i disse områder. Og hvis deres teorier er rigtige, vil de fundamentalt ændre vores opfattelse af, hvem vi er. I aften skal vi se på spørgsmålet, om noget af os måske overlever døden. Den tanke strider imod, hvad langt de fleste videnskabsfolk tror på, nemlig at vi kun er vores hjerne og vores krop. Men er det nu også rigtigt? Det er nogle få forskere undersøgt grundigt. Men hvordan kan man bevise, at der er et liv efter livet? Det er en varm augustdag i 1939. Sidney Howard er på vej ned til sin garage. Han er lykkelig, han elsker sit landsted. Og han har lige færdigskrevet en film i Hollywood, der vil gå hen og blive verdensberømt. Men hvad han ikke ved er, at om 3 minutter dør han en grusom død. Vi er taget til byen Normal i staten Illinois. Og på overfladen ligner familien Williams også en helt normal familie. Det har været svært at overtale familien til, at vi måtte filme dem. De ønsker nemlig ikke medieomtale i USA.
I don't want American press knowing about this.
Jennifer og hendes mand James har 3 børn. Lille Sally, Eric og storesøster Liz. James arbejder som langturschauffør og er ikke hjemme i dag. Eric er lige fyldt 4 år og er en helt normal dreng. Men allerede fra han var helt lille, begyndte han at sige usædvanlige ting.
Between about a year and a half and 2 was when he first started talking about his other mom and dad. It kind of pained me a little bit. It's not painful anymore, but it's very different. It's very surreal. It's almost, you know, I mean, it's wild. Talk to your son about his mom. That's not you. When he talks a lot of times about his other house or his other mom and dad, he gets so sad and quiet and very serious, and he's a completely different kid than what he is now.
Familien Williams mellemnavn er Cole, hvilket er Erics fars familienavn. Men da Eric er 2 år gammel, begynder han at sige noget andet.
His middle name is Cole, and he would argue with me that his middle name was Co.
Cole, no.
And I would say, no, it's Cole, thinking he couldn't say the L, and he would say, no, Co. And I would say, it's Co, and he'd be like, yeah. And one of the times we had the conversation about his middle name, he said that Co was his mama's name. And like, no, it's not. It's not your mommy's name, you know, but he argued with me that it was.
Eric fortæller også om sin datter.
When he found out my name is Jennifer, and when he found out that day, he's like, really? Your name's Jennifer? That's my daughter's name. You're my daughter. And I was like, no, I'm not your, you know, I'm your mom.
Han fortæller også, at han bor 3.500 kilometer væk, et sted, hvor familien aldrig har været, nemlig i Hollywood.
And he always talking about Hollywood, always wanting to go to Hollywood, and his other house, and the things he has at his other house. And I just always thought it was confusion, not understanding things, and the stuff about Hollywood and his other house was just an imagination.
Eric fortæller aldrig noget på kommando, og det er svært for mig at spørge til det. Men han fortæller lidt om et af sine huse i Hollywood.
What about your house in Hollywood? What color is that one? I don't like that one. She don't have color.
Is it white?
No, she's dirty.
Oh, it's dirty?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should clean it.
No, she needs to be dirty.
Why does it need to stay dirty?
Like, cause I built Yucky Tops. I built it.
Oh, okay.
I built Yucky Tops. I did.
Sure.
I don't have a bedroom in here.
Eric har fødselsdag den 21. juni. Men i en alder af 2 år insisterer han på, at hans fødselsdag er en anden dag.
his birthday is June 21st, and we were looking at a calendar for his third birthday, and we had the date for his party written in, his birthday, and he was pointing to where his dad's birthday is June 26th, and he was pointing to that day on the calendar and saying that, no, that was his birthday. And so, knowing he can't read, I'm thinking he just doesn't understand whose name is who, and so I showed him a blank calendar for that month that had nothing written in it, and asked him when his birthday was, and he pointed right to June 26th and said, that's my birthday.
Da Eric er 3 år gammel, insisterer han på at komme på arbejde i Hollywood. Hans far James spørger, hvad det er, han laver.
Well, he said he wasn't an actor, and he said he wasn't a producer, so I thought I was being smart, and I said, well, did you star in movies? And he said, no, I just told you that. And he goes, I write. And James said, you write movies? And he goes, yeah, I write movies and other stuff.
Eric begynder at blive vred over, at forældrene ikke tror på ham.
He was getting very mad because he had to go back to work and we wouldn't let him go, so he was mad at us. And he would get very, very mad at me. And we got worried because he can unlock doors, that maybe he would decide to set out on his own to Hollywood. So that's when I did an internet search and tried to find somebody who knew something about this and might be able to help us.
Desperate kontakter Erics forældre det eneste sted i verden, der forsker i børn som Eric. For kunne det være rigtigt, at Eric har levet før? Og kan man så finde hans angiveligt tidligere person?
Vi er taget til den amerikanske by Charlottesville, hvor University of Virginia ligger. Her har man studeret reinkarnationsminder hos børn i 40-50 år og opbygget verdens største database med de her børn.
Welcome to the Division of Processual Studies. Well, this work is interesting because it goes to the question of whether we can survive after the death of the body, which is a pretty big question to ask.
Jim Tucker er børnepsykiater på det velrenommerede University of Virginia, og afdelingen har i over 40 år forsket i børn med reinkarnationsminder.
See here, we've got India, Lebanon, Sri Lanka, Turkey. We've now collected over 2,500 cases from around the world, including increasing numbers in the West. So this is certainly a phenomenon that requires explanation. In the States, certainly, where a lot of families are a little embarrassed, actually, when their kids start making these statements.
Men Jim Tucker har nu undersøgt Eric og familien, og hans historie er typisk for mange af børnene i arkiverne.
It certainly seems to be a very promising case. In about 70% of the cases, the previous person died by unnatural means. So that certainly seems to be an important variable in the cases.
At Erics angiveligt tidligere person døde før tid, er der noget, der tyder på. For en aften spørger hans søster ham, hvornår han døde.
When you died, how old were you? And then he had told me he was 48. He's like, really? That's not that old. He's like, yeah, that old. I thought that was really strange. Like really strange, a little bit freaky.
Forskerne har også underkastet børnene psykiatriske tests for at se, om de er unormale.
They're certainly not psychotic, and their behaviors are normal for their ages, and they basically seem to be fairly normal kids, except they're very bright, and they seem to have these memories from another life.
Men et usædvanligt punkt er dog, at omkring 600 af børnene i arkiverne lider af alvorlige fobier.
In the case of violent or unnatural deaths, about 35% of the children will show phobias toward the mode of death.
Og noget tyder på, at Eric har et traume. For hele sit liv har han haft mareridt hver nat.
And he'll come to me and he'll wake me up and he's very upset and he'll tell me he's had a bad dream.
Normalt vil Eric ikke fortælle om det tilbagevendende mareridt. Men for 2 måneder siden fortæller han for første gang, hvad han drømmer.
I asked him what was wrong. And he said, the car is on my arms. And he was holding his arms out very straight. The car is on my arms. And I said, the car went up your arms. And he goes, no, the car's on my arms. And so I said, get the car off your arms. And then he just goes, no. And then he didn't say anything else.
Eric har også en stor aversion imod at blive klemt.
Eric never liked anything too tight on him. He didn't ever wanted to be in an enclosed space, anything that was really close up against him.
Can mommy get you?
Erics søster elsker at blive presset op mod sofaen, men Eric hader det.
You can't hug him too tightly. You can't just give him a real big squeeze. He'll tell you it's too tight.
Get over here.
Here.
Can I get you?
No! Ah! No! Mommy, get off me! No! No!
You should see that little look on his face.
This is the Ian Stevenson Memorial Library.
Dr. Ian Stevenson grundlagde instituttet og forskede i børn med reinkarnationsminder i over 40 år. Udover fobier har 500 børn i arkiverne også fysiske defekter.
Another feature of a lot of our cases is the children being born with birthmarks or birth defects that match wounds, usually the fatal wound, on the body of the previous person. Ian Stevenson collected hundreds of these cases. He published a huge volume of over 200 such cases.
Ian Stevenson indhentede livssynsrapporter fra de angiveligt tidligere personer og sammenlignede dem med fødselsmærkerne.
A case that included what Ian Stevenson called the most extraordinary birthmark he'd ever seen, which is a little girl who talked about a previous person who had died following brain surgery, and she was born with this large band around her entire head that seemed to match both a wound and bandages from the skull surgery.
Forskningen viser et stort sammenfald mellem fobier og defekter og så den tidligere persons dødsmåde.
What they seem to imply is that the consciousness of the individual was traumatized and then carried the trauma with it to the developing fetus.
Hvis traumatiske minder virkelig kan overføres, vil det teoretisk kunne have fysiske effekter på et fosters udvikling, mener Jim Tucker.
It's generally accepted now that emotional factors such as stress or depression or whatever can have various physical effects.
Men hvem var Erics angiveligt tidligere person så? Han siger, at hans mor hed Coe, hans datter Jennifer. Han skrev film og andre ting i Hollywood. Han døde som 48-årig, og hans fødselsdag var 26. juni. Og hans mareridt handler om en bil oven på hans arme. Men ud fra disse oplysninger kunne forældrene ikke finde nogen. Men en aften, da de laver mad, spørger de 3-årige Eric, hvilke film han har skrevet.
So we asked him, what movies did you write? And he said, he thought for a minute, and he goes, I don't remember.
De nævner en række klassiske film, men Eric siger nej til dem alle. Lige indtil.
Maybe about the 4th or 5th one was Gone with the Wind. And he got real excited, and he said, yeah, that's my movie. You know that movie? I wrote that. Yeah.
På filmdatabasen imdb.com slog Jennifer borte med blæsten op. Og hovedforfatteren var en mand, der hed Sidney Howard. Hans mellemnavn, som var hans mors familienavn, var Coe. Han havde en datter, der hed Jennifer. Hans fødselsdag var 26. juni, og han skrev både film og teaterstykker. Og så døde han som 48-årig i 1939.
I was very surprised when everything kind of felt, matched up. And Sidney Howard, this guy, I didn't even know his name. I didn't know who wrote the screenplay for that movie. So to see so much of it match up, it just really surprised me.
Det lykkedes os at finde Sidney Coe Howards datter. Hun har i en e-mail beskrevet nøjagtigt, hvordan hendes far døde. Onsdag den 23. august 1939 går Sidney Coe Howard ud til sin traktor på sin farm i Tyringham. Han tager håndsvinget frem og sætter det i hullet foran og starter motoren. Han tjekker ikke gearet og ser derfor ikke, at en af landarbejderne har glemt at sætte traktoren i frigear. Da motoren tænder, springer traktoren frem og maser Sidney Coe Howard op imod garagen.